welcome. My name's Metamonin, and today we've got a double header round for the new lobby of the Super2s series. Obviously, no points awarded for this series, just a little test to see how a double header runs on this stream. So, first up, we've got the Super2 V8 Supercars, and then we have the main game Supercars series after this. It will start at 5:50 Australian Eastern Standard Time. So pretty much straight after this, there might be a little 10-minute gap between wait to get the next lobby up and running. But we're going at the same track, the track not the Supercars as well. So they'll be copying the same route as the main game guys. So that's the main game guys. They're allowed to join this lobby as well. Prior to the main game, so you guys tonight that are really towards the Sunday series, new tonight. We're going to be running the Super2 series. Then we've got We're Engaged, we've got Rojo, and obviously Nacho. They're getting some practice. So you off the round to again. Getting a little bit of practice prior to the main game. Obviously the weather is all the same. So it's a good simulation run. Joining us in the main game after the 6-2 race. So, practice. So 9 parts this as it stands. Dan did say he'll be joining, but another one may not join. So we've done the free much locked out. That's the Rojo. And he sent it to the tyre bundle at turn 2. Fortunate teams there for him. lap time. There we go, that should be it for audio. So Hammer is on provisional pole now with a 1:28.7. Just sorry about that, just getting stuff set up in terms of the audio levels for the capture device, because I'm using Streamlabs OBS now, and I've got to do that. So 8-car grid, and Oschel, he's moved up in the pole now for 1:28 flat. So he's beat everyone else by at least 7/10 of a second. So that was an awesome lap there by Oschel, one of our main game guys. So main game is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then our newcomers, Rojo, he's the quickest of the newcomers tonight. Good pace from him. Then we got Werenagade in P7. And then we got Brad Ped, who actually moved up in the P5, pipping Nachos of P5. So Nachos is relegated to P6. So awesome lap time by him over the line at the closing stages of the qualifying. As for Austral, he's got a one-place grid penalty. So that means pole position will go to Hammer. So the top 4 guys are all main game guys getting practice for tonight's main game round. So we are going to the track now where the guys are lining up on the grid. So there you go, Hammer's on pole position for the first Super 2 race of the season. And we've got Austral P2. Had a disconnection there. And we got Peppy in P3, Raw in P4, Brad Ped in P5, Nachos in P6, and then Rojo in P7. So Renegade dropped out, unfortunately. So we're just waiting on green light racing here. They're all allowed to use setups in this race. Yeah, I wasn't going to force default setup because the default setup is pretty much undrivable in overcast conditions, and it wouldn't really be, a fair practice for the main game guys either. So they're able to use their custom setups. So this is a 12-lap sprint race to the end. 7 drivers. This is Super 2. No points awarded. It's just a fun race tonight. Just to see how it goes. So here we go. We're about to go green here for round 1 of the Super 2 series. The feeder series 2, the main game Sunday series, and we're green for round 1 of Super 2. So we've got an even start from the front 2 and Hammer and Austral, but Austral gets himself up in the P1. He's on the outside here. So Austral will be leading into turn 1. We've got a bit of contact between him. So Austral and Raw had a little bit of contact at the start. We've got a bit of contact at turn 2 as well. So that's Brad Ped around at turn 2. So a bit of chaos heading into turn 1. So it's Hammer with a huge lead over Peppy with 2.5 seconds in hand. Then Rojo's up in the P3. Nachos is up in the P4. We've got Austral in the P5 after that incident with himself and Raw, who's in P6. And then Brad Ped in P7. So sprint race to the end. We'll go on board with Rojo, who's chasing down Peppy for P2 here. And he's actually under pressure by Nachos. Almost getting a love tap by Nachos, so it might be the best idea to go on board with Nachos. And he's actually under severe amounts of pressure from Austral behind as well. So we'll go on board with Nachos. Will we be able to make a move on Rojo anytime soon? We'll wait and see here. He's trying to make a move at the chicane, the fast chicane. So he's forced Rojo off the track there. So he might be able to send it down the inside here. Probably not given enough race room there, Nachos. So Rojo's lost 2 positions. So that means Austral moves up in the P4, and you can see Nachos further up the track there. No, so Nachos, he's made a mistake off the last corner. He's spun it, he's rotated it, roars into pit lane. picked some damage after the turn 1 incident between himself and Austral. And Austral's still carrying some of that damage from turn 1. So we'll go trackside view now. The leader of this race is Hamill with a 7.5 second lead over Pepe in P2, who's just in screen there. And this is Austral in P3. He's getting chased down by Rojo, one of the newcomers tonight. So he's trying to chase down a podium spot here. And we've got Brad Pad in P5. See him in the background there. And we've got Nachos in P6, Raw in P7. So we've got a little train of cars here. 3-car train. Austral's taken a wounded Falcon across the line. So into the chicane now in the second sector. So Austral seems to be getting a bit of a gap advantage over Rojo in P4. And that's Brad Pad right behind him, trying to make a move on Rojo, but he can't do it, so he's forced off the track. So we'll keep on board this battle pack here. It's battle for P4 between Rojo and Brad Pad. 2 newcomers tonight. So really roaring to go in these series. So right on the rear bumper is Brad Pad at the last corner. Can he get the traction? He's in the slipstream of Rojo. What's going to happen heading into turn 1? So Brad Pad, he's going to send it down the inside. Massive lock up. He goes out wide, but he's going to be able to hold on. Awesome move from Brad Pad to put himself up into P5. Rojo is relegated back to P5 now. We've got Nachos. He's struggling further back in P6. Soon he's going to be under pressure from Raw in P7. But no, so Raw's rotated there. So he's about 40 seconds adrift from Nachos. So unfortunate for Raw in turn 1 with the contact between himself and Austral. Austral's in P3. We've got Pepe in P2. He's got a little bit of clean air in front of him and behind him. And Hammer's in a league of his own in P1. So his last lap was a 1:26.9. So awesome pace from him. That's quicker than his qualifying time. It was a 1:28 something as far as I was aware. So we'll go back on board with Brad Pad. So as for Austral, he's trying to hold on to a P3 here with a wounded Ford Falcon. And that's Brad Pad gaining lots of ground on the last lap. He'll be in attack formation soon. May not see him make a move heading into turn 1. Maybe mid-sector might be the prime spot to do it. Because he's gaining heaps of ground fast and he's deep under brakes there. Massive lock up. But he's still gained a lot of ground under brakes. So now it's Austral under pressure from Brad Pad in P4. You can see Pepe up ahead there. He's got a little gap between himself and Austral. Another lock up from Brad Pad, but he's really on the rear bumper now of Austral in P3. He's really showing the main game, guys, how it's done. So no, Brad Pad, he's rotated at some point. Sorry about that. I didn't catch that early enough, but now he might be under pressure by Rojo in P5. So we're on lap 4 of lap 12. So we got 30 more minutes until the main game starts. And this shouldn't be too far off finishing. We got a car off there. That's Pepe. That's Pepe in the number 38 Falcon there. And he's let Austral and Brad Pad and Rojo all straight by. So unfortunate scenes there for Pepe. It was looking very consistent in P2 up until this point of the race. Might be struggling with tyre deg there. And he's still not getting back out on track there. There's Raw. He's up in the P5 now because Pepe's disconnected. And we've got Nachos in P6 after that spin at lap 2, I think it was. So he's still trying to make some pace forward. So he's lost that position to Raw. That's Brad Pad in P3. Does he have enough pace to chase down the number 12 Falcon of Austria? He's just in screen a few moments ago. The last lap Brad Pad was a 1:37 flat. Last lap for Austria was a 1:30 flat. So two varying different lap times there for the two drivers. But as for this time around, it looks like Brad Pitt is right onto it. He hasn't made a mistake this time around, so he might be getting his fastest lap of the race as well, I reckon. So into the chicane now. The car's looking quite settled.